Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday morning. I hope everyone is all right. I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone has recovered for the most part from yesterday's evening. Obviously, we have Aston Villa this weekend, a game where I'm not going to say it's going to make or break your season. No one should ever think that. And if you do think that, come on, be better than that. But it is a game that could have a huge impact on our season for the good or the worse. So we'll talk about that. We do have some quotes from Ange, some quite negative things coming out of the team yesterday that I want to talk about, and some quite damning comments from reporters surrounding Spurs, and you'll see what I mean when I get to it. More on Spurs for Life. Adese, Sonia, Spurs, Joshua, Jazz. How are we all? Look, Aston Villa, okay. A team that we have had some decent success against recently. Obviously, beat them this season 4-1. We obviously won't really use that game as the justification as to why I think we may win, lose, or draw. I, as you know, always use the previous corresponding fixture. And that previous corresponding fixture was a game where it might have been our best game that we played away from home all of last season. It was the 4-0 win away. And I mean, when I was looking at the team, by the way, and I was like, yeah, that's not far off our strongest team that was starting that game. And we bullied them. We were miles better than them. And it shows, when you have some fit players, we're pretty decent, but we don't, unfortunately. And obviously, we lost another one yesterday. So to give you an update, Richarlison, calf injury. Ange says, obviously, we don't know how long he will be out for, but it isn't good. It's not looking good, basically. All right. Jake, Mark, Dente, and Ray, how are we all? So look, that's not great. That's not great. You're down another guy. But, you have to kind of just knuckle down now and get on with it. That's the key thing I'm looking at from this side of things is you got to just get on with it now. There's no point making excuses. The commentators don't want to tell, a true side of the story unless it suits their agendas. E.g., Trent's out injured today. 5 minutes later, oh yeah, Spurs are missing 11 players. Anyway, yeah, but Trent's out. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. We get it. Understand it. We obviously aren't flavour of the month, so we don't get any sort of buys in terms of things when it comes to games. And obviously, we should still win every single game, even with a gazillion injuries. But regardless, you move on with it. You get on with it, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to move on. We're going to get on, and we're just going to crack on and talk about Villa. Obviously, yes, last season winning 4-0 away to Villa, 0-0 at half time. But scoring 2 goals in 10 minutes from the start of the second half, and then scoring the last 2 in injury time. Obviously, Villa went down to 10 men after we had taken that 2-0 lead. We had 70% possession at Villa Park. We absolutely dominated that game, in my opinion. First half, for a little while, they caused some issues, but for the most part, we were much the better team. One thing I do want to look at is Villa's last game, and it was the Wolves' loss a week ago. So they're going to be a hell of a lot fitter than we are going to be, that's for sure. And I was looking at the team. You had Martinez in goal, Digne at left back, Garcia at right back, Andres Garcia. Okay. Won't lie, I don't really know much about them. Kamara, who's obviously a central midfielder at centre back, and Konsa, Tielemans, Bogard, McGinn, Ramsey, Rogers, and Watkins. So, their options off the bench, Marlon, Anana, Bailey, all off the bench. They've got some options there. But, Villa have been a decent cup side, obviously doing quite well in the Champions League, and also cup games, you just never know what happens, So, obviously, yes, we won 4-0 last year, and we've had some good success against Villa recently. But this is a game that does give me a little bit of nerves. Obviously, Villa had done a lot of business in January. I think I looked at they can't even, because they signed 5 players, but they can't register them all for Europe, which is, shows how much business they did do. They can't even register all the players they signed. So, they're active. They're trying to win. I was looking at some insights and stats. Aston Villa progressed just once in their last six FA Cup ties against Spurs, winning 1-0 at White Hart Lane in a third round replay after a goalless draw at Villa Park in 1992. Tottenham Hotspur have won 9 of their last 10 away games against Aston Villa, losing the other one. With their last 2 wins coming by the same scoreline of 4-0, which was in April 2022, and obviously last season, March 2024. They're looking to reach the 5th round for the first time since the 2014-15 season. Spurs have progressed from 4 of their last 5 FA Cup 4th round ties. They did lose, obviously, last season to Manchester City. In the Premier League era, which is obviously 92-93, Heung-Min Son has been involved in more FA Cup goals than any other Tottenham player, 14 goals and 12 assists. In that time, only Harry Kane and Jermaine Defoe have 15 each when it comes to goals. So that's quite fascinating. Sonny clearly is a good FA Cup player. Just need good players, full stop, to be honest. So look, there's some good stuff. There's some stuff to really sort of latch onto and feel some confidence surrounding this game. Obviously, I think it's so funny. Obviously, I know yesterday wasn't good, and I agree that it wasn't good. But obviously, we were quite good against Brentford. We beat Elfsborg in the week, and it is so funny that losing one game can just change everyone's attitude around the club. Having won in Europe for 2 weeks in a row from Hoffenheim and Elfsborg, and winning away to Brentford. The club was on a bit of, not high as such, but the club was coming out of that low and sort of coming up maybe to the middle ground, and now we're going back down again, and it's bonkers. But yeah, I mean, Villa have got some injuries at the moment. They really do. I mean, to give you ours first, because I haven't loaded up Aston Villa's injury issues, Spurs will have no sort of newer fit players back for this weekend. Obviously, we will be down another player through Richarlison. He will be out injured. So Spurs are actually less healthy than they were really last weekend, which is hilarious, isn't it? So yes, no Van der Ven, no Romero, no Ritchie, no Odegaard, no Werner, no Johnson, no Maddison, no Solanke, no Udogie. That's just bonkers, isn't it? Bonkers. But yeah, no one's back from fitness. When I was looking at Villa's. So Pau Torres, they said on January 24th, he'll need more time to try and be close with us. They reckon he's going to be back in a month, which is quite weird. So not sure about that. They reckon Matty Cash will be out injured. I think Tyrone Mings might be out injured as well. This is off the Premier League website, by the way. Or Premier Injuries, sorry. So I'm only taking what they say. Ollie Watkins apparently had a pain in his muscle, supposedly from last weekend. They said they'll test him and assess him. It won't be anything important. They change him because of it. So I expect him probably to be fit. Ross Barkley, I reckon they reckon he has a chance to play in this game, but could be out as well. So Villa are down some players. I mean, you think they're down Mings, Cash, Torres, all defenders. I don't think they'll be missing Watkins, unless maybe it's come up that they are going to be missing him. I don't think they'll be missing Watkins. So we'll sort of see on that side of things. But yeah, they've signed Rashford, Disasi, Asensio. Who else did they sign? I can't even remember. Can't remember who else they signed. I know they signed those 3. Someone else to tell. Marlon's another one. There you go. Appreciate that. Yeah, someone else to tell me the other one. So look, they're going to be probably choosing from quite a few options. I was looking at sort of the league table, and I was just getting an idea as to like their stats for the season. So 24 games, they've won 10, drawn 7, lost 7, scored 34, but conceded 37. They've conceded the same amount of goals as Spurs, but we've scored an extra 14 than them. So look, expect goals is all I'm going to say about this game. If both teams are averaging about a goal and a half conceded every single game, and we're scoring 2, expect goals. That's all I'm going to say. And I can see this being a bit of a high scorer, to be fair. To give you some stuff coming out of the club sorry, about yesterday, before I give you my scoreline prediction, Alistair Gold's article it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, and I really recommend reading it. He put it out not long ago, but I mean he mentioned this. He said, if you want a moment that encapsulated Tottenham's night in Liverpool, it came shortly after the final whistle at Anfield on Thursday. An emotional Rodrigo Bentancur was heading down the tunnel in the aftermath of the crushing semi-final leg defeat. Before he got to the tunnel, 18-year-old Lucas Bergvall went over and reminded him to come and applaud the Tottenham fans who were about to embark on a long trip home or stay over in a city that would be half celebrating through the night. I mean, there you go. An 18-year-old gets it. He just gets it. You know, it should be the other way around. You know, Bergvall should be going down the tunnel upset, and Bentancur, the senior player, should be like, mate, that's not how we do it. Come on. I know you're not feeling great. We need to go over to those away fans and show them our appreciation for the fact that they turned up when we didn't. And you got Bergvall doing all the work. You know, look, I love Bentancur, and I think he's a good player, but I think he's gone in the summer. They sure as hell shouldn't be giving him a new deal. They shouldn't be giving him a new deal. He's not warranted and not earned a new deal. I mean, he goes on to say, people have called for the Australian, talking about Ange, to be more pragmatic. While the long list of 10 unavailable players, now 11, continues to limit his selection decisions, this was as pragmatic a lineup as he could put out, and Spurs duly sat within their own third for much of the game. And then you saw what happens. I mean, they registered nearly double the amount of passes we had. I think they needed to register 5 more passes to get double what we had. We had 8 touches in the Liverpool box compared to their 54 in ours. So, yeah, let's be pragmatic and sit back. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? I want to go on to this bit, which is really interesting, because obviously Redknapp was digging into Spurs, and, you know, and I get it, and I'm not going to go through his comments. Not going through Carragher's comments because he's an idiot. I mean, this is the senior players were poor and hesitant throughout. Most of them deer in headlights. Yves Bissouma is 28 years old, but there's a reason he rarely, if ever, wears the captain's armband for Tottenham. He couldn't lead anyone out of a paper bag. On his day, the Mali international was a skillful tackling machine. On others, he's an aimless passenger with little awareness of the game around him. This was one of the nights when Spurs needed the best version of him, rather than the tourist that turned up, a spectator in awe of Anfield and the occasion. Bissouma would touch the ball just 33 times on the night. For context, Ryan Gravenberg did so on 70 occasions. Spence and Gray saw the most of the ball for us with 58 and 55 touches respectively. Bentancur managed 50 touches, but was equally hesitant at times, not helped by a lack of movement around him or people wanting to receive the ball. Even watching the Spurs players from Thurins was embarrassing. Nobody wanted to show to receive it. I mean, Redknapp goes on to say the midfield is a disgrace, and I agree, the midfield is a disgrace. But yeah, I really recommend if you are interested, go and read that article. So there's so much more. I mean, I'm probably only halfway through the article reading that. There is so much more stuff to go through there. There's quotes from Ange, there's quotes from other people. But yeah, damning to say that, you know, Lucas Bergvall showing more leadership than, you know, in prime Rodrigo Bentancur. That's alarming. But Andrew was talking about the game, and he said, I know that this is all kind of reactive to last night. Vicario, Romero, Van der Ven, Solanke, Wilson Odoggy, Madison, Brennan Johnson. I could go on and on. We had 10 players missing last night. If you take 7 or 8 players out of a team, it has an impact. I know constantly saying it dulls people to it, but it's true. The main thing I would take from last night was the way we went about it, which wasn't good enough. So there you go, Ange kind of laying down the law. And yeah, that's the thing. You know, these are the games where you kind of go, look, we're down bad. We need 2 or 3 of you guys to step up to the occasion. And it shouldn't be down to your left back, who's actually your right back, who then went and played right wing. It shouldn't be down to him to do everything on his own. So, but look, let's go back to the Villa game because that's some good stuff that came out of the press conference and the art and Asco's article. Like I said, go and read it. It's fascinating and it's a great read, and there's a lot of really good stuff in that article. But where's Ali Gold's articles? Go on his Twitter, search Alistair Gold, and he's with Football London. But yeah, let's talk about the team that's going to play this weekend, because I think we can pretty much predict the team that will start. It will be Kinski in goal. It will be Spence at left back. Pedro Porro needs to come back into the team, personally. Just going to say that now. Pedro needs to come back into the team. Davies and Dancer at centre half, I think looks like it's probably going to be the play. Midfield, and like I said, I think we should have rested Archie Gray yesterday. I'm not going to put us losing on him. Look, he didn't play well like the rest of them, right? Spence is the only starter that played well. He's the only one. Nobody else played well. And Tell off the bench was the only one, probably attacking wise, that got on the ball. And and like I said in the review, he was the only one you could see the ball getting flashed into him, and he was flashing it straight out to someone else, and the ball was moving with a zip with him. And I said, I was like, that's what playing at Bayern. That's what playing at Bayern does. Competence with the ball. He's like, get me throw. He was like Archie Gray had the throw in, and Tell sort of ran 5 yards, turned around, went, go. And Archie Gray went, oh, okay. And it was like, throw it straight away to him, because by the point you threw it to him, he had a guy up his arse. If you threw it to him early doors, he had a couple of yards to get a pass off, but instead you delayed, you then lost the ball. It was those little things from like Archie, from Bentancur and Basuma. It was just like we were always that second too late. We were not decisive enough of what we were doing. And I expect a damn good reaction this week. And I want decisiveness. I want these players who went, look, we mucked up midweek. We were crap. And I want these players to look at themselves in the mirror and go, we were crap. Sunday, we need to turn up. We need to turn up. But look, sorry, let me go back to the team. Kinski, Spence, Porro. Give me those two fullbacks back. Give me Davies and Dancer at centre half. The midfield, I want Bergvall back in that midfield. Get Bergvall back in that midfield. Good God, we missed him yesterday. Even when he came on, you could see there was a couple of times it was like flashing the passes. I think Bentancur and Basuma are probably going to start. We've got no one else really to play midfield. I mean, you might say Archie Gray in the midfield. You might, and I'm not even going to get angry about that. Go for Archie Gray. Go for Archie Gray in the midfield. But Bergvall has to start. There's no excuses for him not to start in the week. You're attacking three. Look, you're limited. It's. Are they going to drop Son for Mikey Moore? But in reality, it's Tell and Kulusevski. They're their striker and right wing. And you don't have any options to sort of mix that around. That's your bed you've got to lay in it at the moment. Obviously neglect from owners and things like that. Villa have got owners that are trying to win and try and have success. Our owner is trying to make sure he saves as much money on wages so they can get more of a dividend out when it comes to the end of the financial year and get paid more money. That's what they're trying to do. But yeah, I think I would love Gray, Bentancur and Bergvall. I'm going to give Bentancur a second chance. I mean, it's not a second chance. It's like an 8th chance. But you know what I mean? It's give him a chance to make up for himself. Drop Basuma, okay? And get Bergvall in there, because I want Bergvall to go, I'm getting the ball, right, boom, we're flashing it and we're going, we're attacking. Come on, let's go and press. And Son needs to make up for himself. Son needs to have a good game at the weekend. Kulusevski needs to have a good game at the weekend. I'm hungry, let's eat. Brother was eating dust yesterday, okay? And it's not all his fault, but look, there was times where he was left on an island with 2 or 3 Liverpool players, and there was at times where he couldn't control a ball that was bouncing towards him with no pace on it. So it's like, at times, Kulu, I'm going to give you so much benefit of doubt because it's not all your fault. And then at times, you couldn't control a ball that was stationary and you kept giving the ball away. So it's like that. I'm like, You know what I mean? So look, I think that'll be my team. Kinski in goal, Spence left back, right back Porro, centre backs Davies, Danso, Gray, Bentancur, Bergval, Sonny, Tell, and Kulu. That would be my team. I want to see a little bit of Archie in his rightful position at number 6. Give me Bergval as sort of a 10. It's more in our system. It's not really a 10, is it? It's 8. It's an 8 and 10. But yeah, that position. Bentancur at the 8. And, I keep crying out for that Bentancur dominant game. I haven't seen it, but we need to see it this weekend. In my opinion, he's playing for a new contract. He has to start thinking, look, I'm playing for a new deal because if not, I'm gone in the summer. Basuma needs to start thinking the same thing. Otherwise, I'm gone in the summer. In my opinion, they should both be gone anyway, but that's the attitude they should have in their minds. The clock's ticking on my Spurs career unless I do something to change it. And look, if Bentancur starts absolutely dominating for the next, few months, all right, fine, yeah, then he may have warranted that new deal. But right now, he doesn't deserve a new deal. Neither of them deserve a new deal, and that's why they're both gone in the summer, in my opinion. And if I see that we're giving either of them a new deal, I won't be impressed. You've got to earn it, and neither of them would have earned it. But what do we think? What do we think of my team? Kinski, Spence, left back, right back, Porro, centre backs, Davies, Danso, 6 Gray, 8 Bentancur, 10 Bergval, Sonny, Tell, Kulu. If I'm honest, you might make one change in that whole team because it's not because I'm perfect and I get everything right. It's who else is going to play? Sarah Basuma. That's probably the only changes that you could make. I don't know what you guys think, but that'll be where I'm going with it. Bentancur gets injured against Villa. Bad karma. Basuma should go. He has cost us too many times with poor passes. He had someone else to play, then I would leave Kulusevski out to rest. He'll probably put Gray at left back again. We played right back yesterday. The only reason why he started to play left back is we moved Spence further forward because we had no one really else to play on right wing, unfortunately. That's really the issue at the moment. We have no one else play right wing if we're moving Kulusevski into his more natural role at centre of midfield, unfortunately. Can't believe Moore came on at 4-0 down. Well, I think he's trying to save some of Son's legs. It is what it is. I'm not getting angry about the game yesterday. I've moved on. Yeah, I mean, he might play more. But my other thing is like, is he going to play more? This is the issue. Is he going to play more with all the other youngsters playing? I don't know if he will. But he also might look at it and like, if Son can play and he goes, look, he's probably thinking, if I play Son, he should be up for it to make up for that game. But we'll see. We'll see on that one. No, not Porro right wing. Not Porro right wing. His finishing is not very good when it comes to finishing in the box. Long shots is grand, but his finishing inside the box, we've seen the last few weeks, has not been good. So yeah, keep Porro at right back. Keep Porro at right back. And Spence at left back. The thing is, Villa don't play with wingers. I mean, Jacob Ramsey's like a left midfield / central midfield, but he's not a left winger. Like Leon Bailey, winger. They don't really play with them at the moment because John McGinn plays like a right mid, and they play more of a compact style. I mean, it hasn't worked as much, but obviously they've been missing defenders, so I'm not going to crucify Villa. I don't crucify us because we've, missed defenders, so I'm not going to crucify them. It's, it is what it is when it comes to that thing. But obviously, I know they signed 2 wingers in January, but I expect them probably to feature on the bench. But we shall see on that side of things. Who was on the bench for Villa last weekend? Marlon, Costa, Nedeljkovic, I think he's the right back. Matson, Anana, Bailey, Olsen's the keeper. Olivia Zich, Sil, Swinkles, Jamaldine, Jimmo, Aloba. Whoa, what a name that is. So yeah, you expect probably those 3 to drop off the bench, the last 3, and they'll put a few of those new guys on. I'm surprised Ian Matson doesn't play more. They spent a lot of money on him, but he doesn't really play as much as I thought he would. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe they drop like a Jacob Ramsey, maybe. But I mean, they've got options in the midfield and attack. It's just their defence. They're kind of a bit like us in that regard. Basuma, a striker. Jesus. Usual performance from Son. Glad I managed to get to the stream. Had tutorial. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Rashford masterclass and coming. If only there was a chance halfway through the season where you could get extra players in to help out. It's a novelty, isn't it? It's a novelty. I don't know. I don't know if they ever have that. Is there a point in the season halfway through you can add players in? I don't know. Hey Peter, how are you? Asensio, Rashford. Asensio won't be, but has Rashford played in the FA Cup? I don't think he has. No, he wouldn't have done. Because Man United played against Arsenal, didn't they? Where's Arsenal? He didn't play. No, because he wasn't on the bench. No, he's not cup tied. Obviously, they wouldn't have played in the second round. So yeah, no, Man United, yeah, Rashford will be able to play. I go to Summer, Rashford, yeah, he's good to play. But then again, Villa might want to take their time with him because he's missed a lot of football recently. I don't know, but I expect him to be on the bench. I don't think he'll start. I expect him to be on the bench though. But hang on, let me look at the last 5 games of Villa really quickly. So 2-2 draw of Arsenal, lost to Monaco, 1-1 draw of West Ham, beat Celtic 4-2, then lost to Wolves. They're coming in with no form really. 2 draws, a win, and 2 losses. Interesting. Look at Spurs. Oh, I just put Spurs versus into Google and it showed me Liverpool. For goodness sake, leave me alone. Last 5, beat Hoffenheim, lost to Leicester, beat Elfsborg, beat Brentford, and then lost to Liverpool. So coming in potentially with a little bit more form with those 3 wins over there too. Or 1. I think it's 1 actually. So let's see. Can we win? Yes, absolutely. Last season showed it. This season showed it. We're an average of 8-1 over those 2 games with Villa. I don't think we're going to be winning 4-0 or 4-1. That's for damn sure. I'm going to go. Part of me reckons 2-2. Villa are going to concede goals. We're going to concede goals. We're not keeping a clean sheet. I think 2-2. Yeah, I think 2-2. That's kind of my thinking. Number positivity. Yeah, aggregate. Sorry, apologies. I'm still in gym brain mode. The pre-workout's worn off, so I'm a little bit knackered. As long as we keep Watkins quiet, 2-1 Spurs, I'd love to be. Yeah, it'd be all right, wouldn't it? If we can strengthen our midfield and get actual centre back to back, I think it will click. Midfielders need a desperate up. Yeah, I mean, Jake. I mean, we need 3 new midfielders, mate. In my opinion. I just can't wait to get Maddison back. For the people that slag off Maddison, Jesus Christ, have we not missed him already? But we'll see about that side of things. We will see about that side of things. We'll see about that side of things. But what do we reckon? We'll do a quick poll. You don't even need to give me a score prediction if you don't. In fact, you can if you want your own. If you want, but I'll start a poll. Win, lose, draw. Win, lose, draw. I'm working hard or hardly working. It's always hardly working. Always hardly working. Is info in the Discord. Yeah, I mentioned that. We're still hopeful we'll get at least 2, maybe 3 back from Manchester United game. Well, you'd expect Vicario to be back, Mickey to be back. They said Maddison will be out for 3 to 4 weeks, which that would tie into about this weekend. So if you're going to give him an extra from this weekend's an extra week, you'd expect him potentially to be back. Johnson, I don't know. Werner, I don't know. Richie will be still out. I mean, where is Romero? Where is he? My brother in Christ, where are you? I need you. And don't be one of those people going, I bet you he'd play for Argentina if that was the case. No, he wouldn't. Shut up. It's such a lazy attitude to have nowadays when it comes to Romero. Well, look, he plays for Argentina. Yeah, he also played against Ipswich and was injured the game before and still played against Ipswich. But I guess that doesn't fit agendas, does it? No, we're just going to disregard that one game, push that aside. Oh, well, he played for Argentina in the international break and got injured. No, he was injured before that and still played for Spurs. Oh, 3-1 Villa. Our senior players, especially midfield, absolutely. 3-1 Spurs. When will Dom come? Dom will be back in about a month, is my guess. My guess. 3-1 Villa, no players back, so expect similar. The thing is now they are not going to rush anyone back. It's going to be careful. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the idea of being careful, not at all. If they say they'll be back in the next few weeks, add another. Yeah, no, I, honestly, if they say they're out for 3 weeks, I just automatically assume it's like 5 to 6 weeks now. I think the medical team just go, so he's got a hamstring injury. Okay. Spin the wheel. Whatever number comes up is how many weeks he's out. Oh, he's out for 1 week. It's like, well, he's obviously not out for 1 week. And they go, well, that's what the will says. Jackasses. Romero, sorry. Now Romero's playing for Argentina camp. Yeah, I bet he is. Romero's actually not injured. He's been in Argentina playing for Argentina on his own against teams. I thought Danso played well. Yeah, I felt for him. Liverpool ways a horrific time to have a debut. 3-2 Spurs. Pursuing Bentancur way too consistent. Why is it Bergvall who has just shown? Yeah, I mean, Bergvall's showing that he gives a damn. You know? Look, I'll go 2-2. Let's see what happens from there. But look, Spurs will score. They will score. I could see it being even more than 2-2, to be honest. I could see it being a 3-2, a 3-0, or 4-3. I could absolutely see it. Like, if I'm a neutral, I'm looking at Spurs versus Villa and going, that might be incredible to watch. I might have to watch that. You know, that's how I would treat this, you know. Don't worry, I'm back. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Richie, only a few weeks ago. Don't worry, I'm back now. For how long, though, Rich? How long, bud? We won't see Richie now till about April, in my opinion. I'd like to see Danso Mickey. That'd be quick. That'd be a quick partnership, wouldn't it? That would be quick. But anyway, so I was reading something about Matisse Tell. Well, I mean, people still think we'll win for the most part, which I love the confidence, everyone. I'm probably with the 24% thinking it's a draw, personally. Which is obviously not crazy to say because obviously we've had a ton of success with Villa recently, but I'm still thinking draw. Isn't Tell on the plane back to Germany? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. I've been standing at every single airport this morning going, oi, any flights back to Germany? Grounded. All right? Grounded. I need to go see. I need to go to my someone's wedding. I'll go. Well, how about you? You jump on Skype and you watch it from there. Off you go. Just can't wait to see Gray and Bergvall together in midfield one day. Jake, I hope that one day is this weekend, bud. I bloody hope it is. You know, it's brutal being a Spurs fan. Oh yeah, it's never going to get easier. It's character testing. It's character building. But there you go. Look, I'm going to go off and go walk a dog and clear my mind of Spurs and just forget about them for a little while. You let me know your thoughts down below. And thank you all so much for joining me. Go and enjoy the rest of your mornings, afternoons, evenings, wherever in the world. Go and enjoy them. And I'll speak to you all very soon to speak a little bit more about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.